Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us here on 9 News Plus. I'm Chris Bianchi, and today we've got a special guest to discuss COVID-19 in the Hispanic community here in the state of Colorado. And today we are chatting with Vanessa Bernal from Colorado's Department of Public Health and Environment. And if you have a question in either English or in Spanish for Vanessa or for a regular guest, Dr. Ricardo Gonzalez Fisher, please send it to me at chris.bianchi@9news.com, and I'll make sure that it is answered either this week or moving forward. And Vanessa, one of the things we were just speaking about in Spanish a few moments ago, the CDC this week relaxing, or I should say last week, relaxing a lot of their guidelines about COVID-19. How at the Department of Public Health in Colorado does that impact you, and what are your overall takeaways from that?
Thank you, Chris, for the question. And yes, it was actually last Thursday, I believe it was August 11th, and they did relax these guidelines. And the Department of Health, the message of the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment is that we need to take into consideration that COVID is still here, right? But it's not as disrupted in the way it used to be. So people in Colorado should evaluate their individual risk factors and make decisions. If you or a member of your family, for example, are at risk of severe illness, the recommendation is to, well, if you wear a mask, you will be more protected in an indoor space, especially in public indoor spaces. So obviously, Chris, we are in a different place now that we have been at prior times in the pandemic. Nowadays, we have vaccines for people who are older than 6 months. We have treatments. And the message here, if you get sick, treatments are available. All this information and the treatments available, you can find them on our website on covid19.colorado.gov.
Great information there, and that information is also available in Spanish as well. So moving forward a little bit as well, we're hearing about boosters that will be available soon, and those boosters will be specific to combating the Omicron variant of the COVID-19 pandemic. Vanessa, is there any information from the Department of Public Health about when those might be available and how to get them?
Well, right now, we don't have specifics about the date. We do know that it will be later this year. So that's information that we have so far.
So later this year, we'll have them available, but no specifics at this point. Of course, we'll check back in with you as we get a bit closer and get some more information on that. So hopefully that's answered one big question for those of you watching here about the CDC relaxing their guidelines and about the kind of overall step that we're at in the pandemic right now. Vanessa, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here on 9 News Plus and giving us about a bit of insight about where the Department of Public Health stands on the COVID-19 pandemic, and specifically, of course, about how it stands in the Hispanic community here in Colorado.
Thank you, Chris, for your time. And it's, as always, a pleasure to be here with you. And I hope to be here in the next following weeks, now that you're back from vacation and I'm back also.
It's that summer vacation season. But again, Vanessa, thank you so much for joining us here. And that'll do it for this week's look at COVID-19 here in the Hispanic community in Colorado. Gracias a todos. Thanks to everyone. And we'll see you right back here next week. Thanks again, Vanessa.